Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your October 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Taurus. And before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you check me out and follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing for more amazing content. And sign up for my newsletter if you would like an exclusive reading every Sunday. The link is in the description box. And let's have some fun. Let's keep it light, or actually, you know what, I can't actually guarantee that. So let's just go ahead and lay the spread out and then we will get started. All right, people. Let's check out your oracle cards. First thing, nothing changes without you. So this is required participation in order to move in the direction that you want to go. This is not something that you can just set it and forget it. It's something that requires your active attention and participation. So look at it like the changes you seek require you to get yourself aligned and on board with thoughts, words, and actions. Then we have Peacock. Raise your standards. Go big. This is actually a time to ask for more. This energy is about being grandiose. Now, I'm extremely comfortable with that, but I understand a lot of people are not. So for you, if you actually struggle with this, or you have a tendency to ask for less, this is a time to push yourself, whatever that is for you, because like everyone's next level is going to look a little bit different. Pushing yourself is not going to be necessarily what your friends are doing to push themselves, or your desires are not necessarily going to be what other people's desires are. So allow yourself to just want what you want, level up, ask for more, go bigger. And then we have authenticity. Who you are now in your entirety is worthy and enough. Resist the urge to pretend. Life is asking for more of your truth. Do it your way. Now, the thing with authenticity is it is polarizing, right? Now, polarization is good because it creates a situation where people around you are either going to fall in deeper alignment, in deeper resonance with you, and the people who are not in alignment with you are going to fall away. So polarization is really, really helpful in many ways. So don't be afraid to show your authentic self. We experience a lot of fear of authenticity because many of us have persecution wounds. That's just the reality of it. And so if you can remind yourself that the persecution of the past is not an indication of what will manifest in the future. It's just that that's where the fear and the practice and the work really comes in handy. Now this is a spread out Celtic cross, but it's just a standard basic Celtic cross. So let's check in with the central energy for you. We have the Magician. Create, triple down on your manifestations, like bust out all of the modalities that you like, you know, whether it be vision boards or just goal setting or meditations, mantras. There's a million and one ways to do it. The modalities are totally up to you. That's your call. So just keep in mind, it's about what works for you. Same thing with authenticity. Do it your way. Just because I really like journaling doesn't mean you will, right? So it's okay for you to not compare yourself to other people in that regard. The only person it needs to work for is you. Now, the crossing energy is the Eight of Swords. This is you telling yourself you can or cannot do something, but this is more in the negative sense of like, oh, I can't because blah, blah, blah. Or in order to get here, I need X, Y, Z. Which, sure, sometimes in the material plane that is true, but this is about you creating a mental prison. That's what the Eight of Swords has a tendency to do, is put you in a position where you are limiting and restricting yourself, and that's not good for the Magician, right? Because then you're going to stunt your capabilities. And the same goes for the Peacock. Raise your standards. The Eight of Swords challenges that. This is the ego, the human part of us, just the logical, rational mind, as we like to think about it. And so for you, really get into the energy of, do you want just a practical, logical, rational mind? I certainly don't, but that is all up to you. So you are in the process in October of claiming what you want. And if that's not practicality, toss it out. Now, what you have shifting out is the Two of Pentacles. This is waffling. You going, I don't know, do I or don't I? This is not good for manifestation. Okay, just a tip that I will tell you. Being wishy-washy, not good energy to hold when you want to create something. So if you are desiring something, you have to get your entire being on board with that desire. Now, the work might be shifting out of this, of coming into, I don't know, can I do it? That will kind of dampen what you're experiencing. And so this is the time to claim what it is that you want, what it is that you're making, what it is that you're generating, and just put conviction behind it. Conviction is a really great energetic to hold. And then the oncoming energy is the Three of Swords. I'll clarify this, but the main thing with the Three of Swords is releasing what is not functional. So I don't read this as, oh, oncoming heartbreak. Ooh, someone in your environment's gonna break your heart. No, I think that is so dramatic and ridiculous. In reality, this is about shedding skin. It's about releasing perhaps the beliefs about yourself, what you are or are not capable of, right? In order to access your authentic self, you have to release the old identity, which is wrapped up in the Eight of Swords. And so that has to be broken down for you to really blossom and enter this peacock phase, which, I mean, with Taurus energy, how could you not desire that? I don't know. But the Three of Swords here is just an indication that whatever is driving the Eight of Swords is being broken down and released. And to clarify it, we have the Knight of Arrows. So it is in the mental body. This is where the transformation is taking place, is the mind. It's how you're thinking about it, the stories that you're telling yourself, what beliefs you're holding. You know, I said this a long time ago. God is a yes man. So if you say, I can't do it, God will say, yes. And then if you say, I can do it, God will say, yes. So you have to dismantle the parts of you that are not on board with the spirit, or the part of you that is more convicted, right? So that's the work here. Now, the outward manifestation, how this is going to look in the external, is justice. So I think you're really getting the hang of this practice. That's the main thing that's coming through here, is you stabilizing the experience. So stabilizing, getting out of the waffling, getting out of needing to cling on to the comfort of limitation, self-imposed limitation, the things that you tell yourself about, no, I can only make this, or I don't have enough blah, blah, blah in order for this to come to fruition, right? All of those things are rules that you have decided for yourself. So you have to break all of that down. And the more you recognize and are able to see the fake rules, the arbitrary rules that you're setting into motion, the faster you're going to be able to stabilize and choose again. I don't know, if you haven't read Conversations with God, book 1, I highly recommend it. But there's a portion in that book where it talks about choosing again. If you have a thought or a belief, just choose again and again and again. Make that the practice. Maybe I'll add that as the title of the video, like choose again. Okay, anyway, in the subconscious, we have the Two of Wands. So this is like your plan, your behind the scenes plan, or like what you actually want and your secret roadmap to get there. You know, that whole processing piece is what's happening in the subconscious. My one word of caution is, if you're thinking about it in your mind as being far away, make sure you're reeling that in and getting present with it. The feelings of it's happening now. Don't forget that. When you shift, it's like, okay, you might be able to get there in meditation, sure, but make sure that you're being a living, breathing example of that. Carry that into your day. It's happening, it's happening, it's happening. Not something that is pushed out into the future, or that you dampen yourself by putting time limits or some sort of restriction on yourself, okay? Now, the advice for you is the King of Cups. Listen to your emotions. Now, I'm not saying let your emotions run you. That's really not a good idea because emotions pass through us. But the main thing here is that you want to let them indicate and show you what else is going on, what else is living in your body that maybe you haven't been paying attention to, or what's living in your soul that you haven't been paying attention to. Your emotions are a really great compass, like a good metric to use. That's how I like to think about emotions, rather than emotions necessarily being a reflection of reality, because we know that that's not quite right. We can't use that as a reflection of reality, but instead an experience and an indication of other things that we're holding internally, and so on and so forth. So it's like, if you feel good or bad about something, whatever that means to you, it can indicate a desire or something you long for, or a level that you do want to shift into, or something you need to let go of, a part of yourself you need to release, right? That's what the Three of Swords, this is conscious and intentional. I don't read the swords, especially because this is such a matter of the heart. You essentially have to, in many regards, almost give a soul level consent to the experience of the Three of Swords. Anyway, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but anyway, let your emotions kind of support you in being a good metric to use in the month of October. Now, the external influences, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Getting to work or work-related opportunities, work-related projects, work is what's coming up. So I think this is a very practical, like material world focused month, but the core of it is going to be energetic. What you have happening externally seems to be more practical, work-based, or passion-based. It doesn't have to be a moneymaker per se, but it does need to be something that you apply effort, energy, and action to. Now, hopes and fears, we have the Lovers, connection, community, harmony, balance. This is like healthy masculine, feminine. I'm going to clarify this card. It could be, you know, if you're longing for partnership, or if you're longing for community, or there could be some fears that are getting lit up, right? Emotional wounding that's getting lit up in connections and relationships with other people. To clarify this, we have the King of Wands. This is mastering your energy, what you're giving energy to, how you're wielding that for yourself. And the Lovers is reminding you that it's like union is sacred, relationships are sacred, it is a practice, but be wise in who you're giving that energy to. So anyway, moving on, outcome of the month, Knight of Pentacles. So there's still like a heavy work energy to it, like needing to show up for the tasks and show up for the thing. But please do not mistake the Knight of Pentacles with burnout, hard work. That is like definitely, I am not into that. I'm not into that whole like hustle. No, thank you. Instead, come at it from the more I align energetically the right actions I take in the material realm, which is where Taurus likes to live. It's a materially based sign, the material world. And so you can act from that space your actions are going to be the best when your energetic world is aligned. And so then all of the actions just make sense and deliver the desired results. The whole needing it to make sense doesn't matter so much, so long as you're doing the energetic work and then aligning that with the practical action. So you're holding both of those in your world in October. Okay, let's do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to ask for guidance, clarity, maybe you have a question, whatever the case may be. Just get clear on it. If you need more time, please pause the video and tune in. Okay, card number 1. We have the Hanged Man. This is stability. You holding stability and consistency within yourself is a big factor this month. So, or whatever the situation is, it's like you hold it first. And then also the other piece that's coming up is routine. Grounding yourself in consistent activities can be really helpful. So don't discount that like practical stability, like waking up and doing something in the morning that gives you that consistency will pay off. Now, card number 2, Judgment. This is about the conviction that I was referring to earlier, like claiming your next level first. Because if you say, no, the external is what gives me the next level, well, then you're never going to be aligned. Because you're going to say there's a disconnect between me and that next level. So the work is to claim it first, decide first, act from a space of this is what is happening for me, and then move forward from there. And then card number 3, we have the Chariot. Watch yourself for feeling like things need to be chaotic or frantic. That's my one word of caution. I'm not forecasting that. I'm saying this is energetic work as usual. Your state internally is going to help smooth things out. This is rapid movement forward. But think about it in the sense that you can have both. Like you can have rapid movement forward and it doesn't have to be chaotic. So that's like the shadow side of the Chariot is the chaos. But the light side of it is rapid movement, expansion, making things happen, you know, moving karmically in the direction that your soul wants you to. And all of that is on the table. Just watch yourself for mental patterns of things needing to be harder or more of a struggle than is actually necessary. You might just be trying to seek out some stress. So that's my one little thing that I would add there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. If you would like to know which decks I use, they are listed in the description box. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you leave a comment and a thumbs up if you feel called to. And sign up for my newsletter. Check me out on other social media platforms. And until next time, have a beautiful October, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.